Good morning to my dear kids. How are you all? Hope all of you are in the best of your health with God's grace. Children, today I will be taking up the literature work with you. So please open your literature books. And what is that work? Let's see. Yes, children, today I will be taking up the poem part of your literature. First, I will read the poem for you, and then line wise I will be explaining you the poem. So let's get started. The name of the poem is Teacher's Pest. It was another day at school, and teacher smiled with sweet concern. She turned to mathematics and encouraged us to learn. I sat in silence, gloomily, twiddling both my thumbs. I tried my best to concentrate on multiplication sums. Teacher sat down in her chair, spectacles balanced on her nose, when suddenly she gasped aloud, and like a statue froze. A spider had descended from its home up in the ceiling. Teacher sat there transfixed, quite affright with feelings. Her face turned into a pure white mask. Her eyes were glazed with fear, and as the spider peered at her, one thing was very clear. Teachers are also humans. They have fears like you and me. That's why I learnt in school, and my heart is filled with glee. And the poet here is Rowan Mendrick. Now, children, I hope while I was reading the poem, you could understand something about the poem. Now we will understand in detail what's there in the poem. Teacher's Pest. So here, as the name is Teacher's Pest, so here you come to know that teacher who is a teacher who teaches you. Pest here means some kind of insect. So something has happened in the poem related to teacher. So let's see what's there. It was another day at school. Now here the poet is saying it's my a routine day of my school, and teacher smiled with sweet concern. Same in routine as you and we go to school and we meet in the class early in the morning. We meet our class teacher, and class teacher meets the students with a sweet smile and concern for each other. In the same way, teacher met her students. She turned to mathematics. Now she told the children to take out the mathematics, means maths books or notebooks, whatever it is, and encouraged us to learn. And she was encouraging the students to do their work and understand the things. I sat in silence gloomily. Now here the poet is saying I was sitting all quietly, twiddled both my thumbs. Now he was moving. The poet was moving thumbs together here and there. I tried my best to concentrate on multiplication sums. Now here by this line we come to know that poet was not actually concentrating on study. He was just trying to concentrate. Means he was getting distracted somewhere. Where? Let's sit down. Teacher sat down in her chair. Now using the teacher was sitting on the chair. Spectacle balanced on her nose. Now here you can see there is a spectacle on the eyes, a little bit on the nose of the teacher. When suddenly she gasped aloud, like a statue froze. And suddenly she gasped aloud, means she shouted aloud, and she was like a statue. She was quite frozen, means she was not at all moving. A spider had descended from its home up on the ceiling. Now what has happened? A spider has come from up towards the teacher's table. Teacher sat there transfixed. Now teacher was not moving at all, quite affright with feeling. Now the teacher was very frightened because a spider was coming towards her. You can see her. Just see her in the picture. So she was actually afraid of that spider. Her face turned into pure white mask, means she was very afraid. Her eyes were glazed with fear, and she was means you can imagine that anything which you are afraid of and it comes in front of you, and how frightened you are, that you can not even describe. Same was the situation of the teacher. She could not speak anything. She was sitting as if somebody has told her to be statue. And the spider peered at her. One thing was very clear. Now the spider was looking at her. It was very clear. Teachers are also humans. They have fears like you and me. Now hear the poet say, that was the day when I realized that teachers are not only meant for teaching, but they also have the feelings like us human beings. Even if I can be scared of spider or mosquito or even lizards or rats or any other thing, there are a number of insects. So if a child can be scared, being a human being, though we are grown up, teachers are grown up, our parents are grown up, still we are afraid of certain things. The same way the teacher was afraid of the spider, they were also human beings. That's why I learned in the school. That's what I learned in the school today. The poet is saying, today I learned one thing, that teachers also have feelings. They are also human beings. They are not just teaching us and scolding us. No, they are also a part of that. They are also human beings. They are also afraid of few things. And there are many things of which they are not afraid. So they have their own characters. And my heart is filled with glee. Now here the poet is saying, I was ashamed. I used to think that teachers have no emotions. But today I came to know that teachers also have emotions. They are also human beings. So this was a small poem in which the poet is describing how he learnt that teachers are also human beings. They also have feelings, with a small incident in the class. I hope children understood the poem well. Now let's move on to the back exercises of the poem. So the line in the poem that says, the teacher froze like a statue, is a simile. Now children, simile here means actually simile are the words which compare one thing with the other, or a person with one another, using words like as or like. Means if I say you are like a rose, and actually you are not a rose, but it means that you are very sweet, very nice, like a rose. Or my bag is as light as a paper. Actually it doesn't mean that it is actually it means it's light, means it is weightless. So similes are the words in which we compare one person or things with another in a using the words like or as. So let's fill up these words. Dut Chand ran like cheetah, means as cheetah runs very fast, so Dut Chand also runs like that. Param swims like a fish, means he's too perfect in swimming. Minnie slept like a log. The dew drops sparkle like diamonds. Rima will never give in. She is as hard as nails. Now find one pair of rhyming words. Now we will do the rhyming words here. We have to find one pair, and one more we have to add of our own. Like earn, concern, learn, burn. Drums, thumbs, sums, gums. Toes, nose, froze, rose. Kneeling, sealing, feeling, dealing. Dare, fair, clear, peer. Be, glee, me, see. I hope children you have done this. Now let's move on to the questions. But before that, you will be noting down the word bank from the poem itself, which is given with the poem in the front. Here you can see, you will note down these four word bank, and you will frame sentences of these four words. Now I will be doing questions with you. So same way as usual, write the date, day and classwork here. Poem, teachers, pest, question answers. Question number 1. What subject were the children studying? The children were studying mathematics. Answer 1, ending line. Why did the teacher gasp aloud? The teacher gasped aloud because suddenly a spider has descended from its home up on the ceiling. Again an ending line and a full stop here after C. Which line in the poem suggests that the teacher was frightened? The line that suggests that the teacher was frightened is her face turned into pure white mask. Again, an ending line. Question number 4. What did the poet learn from the incident? When the poet saw his teacher frightened at the sight of the spider, he realized that the teachers were just as human as everyone else have the same fears. Again, after answer 4, we will draw an ending line, and this we come to the end of the poem. We have learned a lesson from the poem that everyone is a human being. It doesn't mean that we are small, so only we have feeling. No, even elders have their own feeling and fears. So this was the actual gist of the poem, and we did the back exercises with this question answers, and with the hope that you will note down your word bank and do the frame sentences and send me your work neatly for checking as soon as possible. So with this I end my work. So have a nice day. God bless you all. Thank you. Stay blessed.